And you better be prepared for it because we may be heading in that direction. There's going to be so many world and global leaders coming out condemning what America is doing, the tariffs. They don't want us to be independent. We become so powerful as a nation when we're not dependent on other nations. And you become more powerful as a human being when you yourself are independent and not dependent on the system, not dependent on somebody else. I think it's really, really important now. I think this is probably the most important time in our history to be as independent as possible, to not be depending on the system for protection, for housing, for food. And I know there's people out there that have to use this because they don't have a choice. But if you do, if you're able-bodied and you can work, you need to get out of the system as soon as you can. There's a lot of people that still make excuses out there why they depend on the system, yet they're able-bodied, they're 28 years old, there's no reason. Do not enslave yourself in this system, ladies and gentlemen. This is a system that is going to collapse, and when it does, it's going to take you with it. Private employers added just 77,000 jobs in February, far below expectations. ADP says this on CNBC today, well below the 148,000 expectation. Leisure and hospitality jobs jumped by 41,000, so we have more people just in the service sector realm. And I don't know how this country is going to continue to be a world power when most jobs that we see month after month are in leisure and hospitality. Construction saw a 25,000 job increase, which is good. Professional businesses added 27,000. That's good, but only 77,000 overall. People are going to look back at some point and wish that they had a job. They're going to wish that they didn't give up that job. We saw all these people quitting. They were going to find another job, or they were just going to milk the system. There are going to be a lot of people regretting those choices that they quit their job. Whatever you do, do not quit your job at this point. We are in a time now where you just don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen tonight. There's going to be a lot more people losing their jobs. There's so many people losing jobs now. A job is going to become a luxury. It really, really is. If you are doing something that's not your passion, maybe you don't enjoy it, you don't like your boss, if it is paying the bills, stay put for a while and let the dust settle. We've got a good year at least before we see how this thing shakes out. I think it could be a couple years of just uncertainty and chaos. Thor Industries stock sinks after RV maker swings to loss, cuts outlook. Yesterday, they were down 15%. They came back a little bit today. For the month, they're down 14%. Sales of motorized vehicles in North America and RVs in Europe sunk. They posted a second quarter fiscal 2025 loss, and they are seeing a massive slowdown in demand. Would you go out and buy an RV, a camper, a fifth wheeler right now? We're going to see some really, really hard times here in America. And as many of you have said, as I've said, this country is going to have to go through a collapse. We need a reset. We need to see a revaluation of assets. And we cannot keep just kicking the can down the road. We cannot just keep praying and hoping for cheap money. We can't just keep turning on the money printers and printing up tons of money, creating more and more inflation. The party is coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the reality of it. And I've been making these videos for some years, and some people will say, well, I'm just reporting the same thing every day. Well, I got a stack of news here, and it comes out every day, and I'm reporting it every day. I'm reporting the latest data, the latest numbers, the latest layoffs, the latest stock market numbers. So I don't know how it's the same every day. This stuff is accelerating. It's changing so quickly, and you need to be really observing what's going on and evolving in your lives, preparing for this. Over these years, store closures, all of these manufacturing closures, you just can't do it. You can't just sweep under the rug these mile-long food lines. How many people, 44 million people in this country on food stamps. You can't sweep under the rug the amount of debts and deficits now. They're just enormous. And so you need to be observing and paying close attention so that you can protect yourself and your family. Layoff announcements soar to the highest since 2020 as Doge slashes federal staff. In February, employers announced 172,017 layoffs. That is up 245% from January. And people over the years said 1,017 layoffs. That's the amount of debts and deficits now. They're just enormous. And so you need to be observing and paying close attention so that you can protect yourself and your family. Layoff announcements soar to the highest since 2020 as Doge slashes federal staff. In February, employers announced 172,017 layoffs. That is up 245% from January. And people over the years said, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. This is all doom and gloom. This guy's very negative. Look, it's not.
Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Chodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, salutation that I'm doing this work in true sincerity in the four corners of the earth. All right, we're going to do this lesson, all right, going into the United States, all right, economy, all right, and this inflation situation, all right, and also, Donald T. Ripping off tariffs, like there's no tomorrow. Okay? And it's a lot of crying going on. It's a lot of whining, and it's a lot of pain, being felt out there by these Babylonians, man. Okay? Because a lot of them are losing their jobs. They getting laid off. All right, they rent, they mortgage. All right, it's going up exponentially. I was watching a video the other day, and people was speaking on their mortgage. And they said at one time, their mortgage was maybe it was $2,000. But since the property value went up, all right, and the property taxes went up. All right, with the inflation, now their mortgage is $3,000 a month. $2,600 a month. Some of them, they shit jumped up $1,500. Can you imagine, expecting to pay a mortgage of $2,000 and now your mortgage is $3,500? That'll make you sell that motherfucker, but then you can't sell it because you upside down, You probably won't be upside down if you bought your house, pre-COVID. You made money on the house. If you paid $150,000 for the house, post-COVID, that house is probably fucking $200K or more. At least. That's how much these housing prices jump. A lot of these people, they got happy. Because it's damn. Shit. That's a good investment right there. Look, now my shit value more. Well, no, sir, because now your property taxes are higher, all right? So now you got to pay even more for that house that you ran your ass up in and deposited all that goddamn money, and now you can't afford the mortgage. All them goddamn women, all right, you Israelite women, because it ain't just the Southern Kingdom woman, you Northern Kingdom women, you had a nice little job, you had a nice, well, people are hurting out here, man. People are fucking hurting. If you go on Instagram, TikTok, these women on camera crying, man. All right, you even got dudes on camera crying. But mainly these women went and got these houses and shit, based on their jobs, based on the money that they getting at that time period, thinking that nothing will never go down. They always gonna have that fucking job. Now you sitting in a 3-bedroom house, 2-bathroom, and you paying a mortgage on that motherfucker, And you thought, oh, I'll be able to do it by myself. I don't need no man. I got it. I got my job. Oh, and if you had a government job, you definitely screwed. You had a government job making your 70K, 75K, 80. Some of you making, 6 figures, And now Donald T, all right, Red Hulk, Nero, and they came and took it from you, man. All right, took your job. Now you stuck with that high ass mortgage, and guess what? If you lost that government job, you ain't gonna find no job in the private sector that's gonna pay like that government job or offer you the benefits, that government job gave you. Okay, so now it's time to go on your phone and start texting Big Head. Hey Big Head text like KS used like KS used to say. So these women gonna get real fucking desperate out here, man. The more these prices go up, the more these cities become dark and more unsafe. All right, as the scriptures say, is evil. All right, takes place in the planet Earth. All right, the love of many is gonna wax cold, man. All right, due to the iniquity. So the shit like that happened out there in Dallas, Fort Worth, where the Jake got shot and killed, and his 5-year-old daughter was unalived. You're gonna see a lot more of that. You're gonna see a whole lot more of that, man. Even the spirits created for vengeance, the little nigglets. Well, they ain't nigglets, they grown, but the little what you call that shit with the little gremlins? The gremlins, you put water on them, they turn into gremlins. Them little gremlins, one of them was already convicted of SA. He SA'd a 50-year-old woman, and while she was jogging out in the open, he pulled her pants down, and was ready to get busy, man. So it's a lot of deviants out here, man. It's a lot of demons out here, And the more things become, less accessible, all right, and the money gets more and more tied down. The groceries high as hell. The eggs is $6 a dozen. That crime rate is gonna go up. All right, it's gonna be a lot more takers out here. All right, people that don't usually do that shit, but they gonna resort to doing that shit because they ain't got nothing. Okay, the only people still doing good in Babylon, man, is Jake always be on the internet saying that shit, boomers. The boomers are the only ones still with their head above water, man. Okay, and maybe the generations right up under them. All right, because their houses are paid off. Their houses are fully paid off. Only thing they got to pay now is property tax, and they on a fixed income. Whether it's Social Security or whatever, or disability or whatever, job, retirement they got, whether they was in the military and shit like that. So they got a fixed income. Might get some food stamps on the side. So them the only ones that's able to make it during this time, man. And if they got good credit, they able to get lower interest rates on shit, and they pay it back on time. Them the only ones that's really doing good. And of course, the elites, and these goddamn celebrities and athletes and shit, and people that are in a high salary type of scenario, doctors, lawyers, accountants, shit like that. But even these people, being in Babylon, man, even they full of debt. Even they living paycheck to paycheck, because what they doing is they living above their means. Even if they is making $300,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $170,000 a year, they still living above their means. They still getting that below ground pool. They still getting that fucking that Hellcat. They still getting that Corvette Z01. Tripping. All right, and they full of fucking debt. So when that inflation rate goes up even more and more, all right, and things get more and more expensive, even they money ain't gonna mean shit. All right, but that's what happens when you live outside of your means. But that's what Babylon pushes, to live outside your means. All right, to get into this economy and spend. All right, that's what America, Babylon is a consumer nation, man. And there's far less production and manufacturing in America as it was in the early periods of time. Even when I was a child, even when I was born in the 1990s, you had way more manufacturing, you had way more plants and shit like that here in America, man. All right, and these elites, all right, they sold those companies and sent them to different countries so they could make more money. All right, purely out of greed. They didn't have to do that shit. You know, they was still making money. They was still being millionaires, but they wanted to go. They was triple digit millionaires, but they wanted to go to that 4 digit, man. They wanted to go to be on that billionaire status. So what did they do? They sold out America. They sold out Babylon. All right, and they started all these fucking these other companies in India, Mexico, all right, Taiwan, Vietnam, all right. They sent all their companies out offshore. Okay? So that screwed over a lot of their workers, all right? And that screwed over America. All right? And now that all that shit is coming to a head, man. Because all these other nations are rising up. China, India, all right? They all rising up based on those businesses, all right, that was taken, okay, from America, man. All right, all that business that was taken from America, okay, they didn't monopolize it, man. Okay, and now they are considered a global power. You know, now they making the same amount of money, you know, that America is making, to where they can say fuck you to America, man. Okay? That's the times that we're living in, man. And these people are doing bad. They down bad. People go to the grocery store. That basket don't be full as it usually be. Only reason that basket gonna be full like that, even with somebody that got money, you know, only time that basket gonna be full like that, man, is when you got people that's on food stamps and shit. You know, people that got the government food stamp card. Them the ones that still able to do good. They could, well, not do good, but they could fill that goddamn grocery basket up. You know, other people only putting tools and fuels in that damn basket, man, and they getting in and out. You know, but you just look at some of these comments, man. You can see how bad, you know, these people are doing. The jobs out there are crap. They absolutely crap. Motherfucker paying minimum wage, paying $10 an hour, put you in a warehouse, only want to pay you $14. You do assembly, mechanical assembly. These motherfuckers calling you for jobs, paying $15, $16, $17, man. Shit that you was making, them the same damn hourly wages you was getting 10 years ago. And expect you to be in that bitch every day as a damn temp. Don't even offer you no full-time position. Okay? Then the government always talking about, oh, it's new jobs. We created new jobs. A bunch of bullshit, man. Okay? A lot of these people had hope, man. When they seen Donald T come in, they said, man, he gonna change it up. He gonna fix it up. And I mean, imagine, you know, you coming in voting for Trump and shit, you know, like a damn dumbass, you know, and he come in and scalp your damn government job. Now, don't you feel dumb? This comment and say, I see JB not calling Trump out on these dumb tariffs and market crash. These so-called tough guys looking real cowardly these days. Yeah, man, they're not gonna call Trump out. You know, they're a bunch of damn Trumpers. I seen on Gregory Mannarino, him going into the economy and the dips right now, and going into Donald Trump being a hypocrite, you know, as far as the tariffs and shit. You had everybody in his comments chewing him up, all right, because he was going against Donald T. All right, so you got a lot of Trumpalites out there, man. All right, and they don't believe in anything other than what they daddy Trump is talking about. They don't give a damn about nothing but what they daddy Trump is talking about, man. All right. But that's all I had. I pray this lesson was edifying, and shalom.